What's going on, my friends? I hope you're very well. I hope you're having a very nice day. Today we're going to do a terrarium using this. We're going to make a terrarium using this Nescafe coffee jar. Yeah, look, it's perfect. You know, it's glass. It's got airtight lid. You know, so it's going to be a perfect little terrarium. Yeah. So, like most of my terrariums nowadays, this is going to be a vertical terrarium. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the base of, the back of the terrarium. I don't know if you can see there, but there, it's better. So I evenly distribute this with the objective of creating a nice even layer that I'm going to water, and press firmly so that it creates this wall where moss, in this case, like the title suggests, ferns can grow. Yeah. So I got everything at the ready here. So I'm just going to be using it, and as I'm using it, I'm going to be describing it so that you know what I'm using. So the first thing, which is this, is your regular black garden soil. No fertilizers added, because that's just going to create algae problems. But yeah, so the first thing, it's fairly easy. I don't want to edit this. I just want to do this in one shot. But let's see what happens. Yeah. So it's basically it. Oops. I think we need a little bit more. Maybe I can use my hand because it's not, the mouth of the container is not big enough. Gonna make a bit of a mess, but I'm gonna clean it up afterwards. Yeah. There we go. Nice even layer, with the exception of a couple of clumps that we can remove. So everything is nice and even. Yeah. So now I come in with a spray bottle. Maybe a little bit more spray, less of a jet. And, I water this so that we can compact it by using the back of this little shovel. Yeah. So a little note on this little garden soil that I'm using. From what I can tell, it's heavy on clay. Of course, it's got organic matter, and all of the things that make plants grow. But it's heavy on clay, and that's how it can retain its shape very well. So if you go to your gardening center and you want to use what they have there, you got to keep that in mind. Yeah. So, I probably shouldn't be doing this already, but we can see how, it holds its shape very well. Yeah. So, we're going to wait a couple of minutes and then we can continue with the process. Yeah. So the back is there. What we got to do now is continue with the second part, which in my case will be the draining or the drainage layer. Yeah. So we're going to do the same thing. Slowly add. This coarse, in my case, it's bonsai soil. Yeah. But we're going to slowly add very thin, shallow layer of bonsai soil that has a lot of drainage. This is zeolite, with crushed bricks. And I think a little bit of worm castings. You actually don't need those, you know, the worm castings. And if you see that it has like huge particles, you know, it's up to you. I'm just gonna leave them because this is gonna be covered by the second layer, you know, of the soil. So in this case, I do the same thing. I spread it evenly. Yeah. I continue with the second layer. The second layer, we're going to see that it's very similar to the first one, but the particles are smaller, finer, and we're definitely going to see that when we fill the terrarium. Yeah. So I'm basically just working in layers. And I don't want this terrarium to have like a huge soil layer, so I'm just gonna make a little valley in the middle. Yeah. And that's pretty much all that I'm gonna do when it comes to soil. Well, this, in addition to, you know, another layer of that black soil that we got at the back. Sorry. Just so that the moss and the ferns can grow. Yeah. So another layer of that black gardening soil, and that should be it. You know. There we go. Thin layer, very fine soil that's going to be very conducive for little plants and moss to grow. Oop. There we are. Little valley in the middle. You know, and now it's just a matter of coming in with a couple of stones. I think I'm going to have a problem reaching the bottom, but there it is. And another one. The other side. Let me see if I can use my tweezers to move them around. There we go. And this one's trickier. There we go. Okay. So we can't have that even number there. With another little stone at the back. Perfect. Okay. A bit of water to the sides so we can see better. And now also to the upper layer. Should be black, completely black, right? So now continue watering. See if we can move this to the side. That's good. So we can water better. Let's see. Oh, that's good. I think it's all right. So there it is. Maybe a little bit more soil here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think we're gonna add a little bit. Carefully, careful. A little bit more soil. We water. And we press. Should be it. Okay. Looks good. Nice. Okay, so we can continue with the ferns. I'm just gonna go get the box where I have them and we can continue, yeah? Check this out. This is my little box of ferns. I think I showed you this before. They continue to grow. They've grown in nicely. A couple of little patches of moss there. This little plant that I don't know what it is. This little plant that I don't know what it is. Yeah. And you know, it's going to be very, very useful. The only problem that I think I'm going to have is we can see that the container is very narrow. You know, the mouth of the container is very narrow, so I'm going to have a very hard time trying to reach down and plant these. Same thing with the moss. I have the moss over here. You know, this is moss that I hydrated, and I'm going to have a hard time trying to reach down and plant it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I plant a couple of these little guys, and then I'm going to continue slowly but surely planting them on my own without, you know, having to worry about the camera and the angles and the lighting, which are very bad as they are. You know, so yeah, let's go ahead and plant a couple of these, and then I'm going to continue and show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to be using this little chopstick to plant. And so, like I said, it's going to be a very rudimentary shot. We're not going to see the whole thing, but, you know, you get the idea, right? And the most important thing, I think, will be the last part, when I show you what it looks like when it's all finished, yeah? So I'm noticing that the little ferns are very, very small, you know? They're tiny. Tiny little ferns. They grow in little clumps, which are tiny. Look at this. See that? Tiny little clumps. And, you know, that's perfect. That's perfect, you know. I'm not complaining. For a small terrarium, such as this one, that's perfect. Oh, but I thought I was going to get more or bigger plants. Yeah. Okay, so I come in with my chopstick. You can see this is going to be a pain. Trying to plant them individually, but one by one and little by little, I think we can get something. Yeah. So we got a couple planted there, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of patches of moss. 1 second. I forgot my scissors and I was about to trim a little bit of the rhizoids so that we could plant it, and so the moss could be in contact with the soil. So I think that's it. Now we got a nice little patch of moss. That we can use, right? So let's put it in. Oh, you know, I gotta get one of those tweezers, long tweezers that are used in aquariums and terrariums and whatnot. So like I mentioned, everything should come into contact with the damp soil. So we just press down like so. We continue to do that. I'm going to continue to do that. And like I said, the glare is not helping. You know, the tools are not the best. It's literally a chopstick, a couple of tweezers and a little shovel, terrarium shovel. But I think it's going to look good when it's all in place. Yeah. So I'm going to continue to do this, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay. Okay. So here we are. We can see that with a bit of tweaking, you know, with a bit of ingenuity, by using the chopstick, we can get very good results. Yeah. We can see that the entire, well, most of it, not the entire thing, most of the back wall is planted. We got nice looking moss there. You know, forefront is also packed with the little ferns and the moss, and you know, we got a very, very nice looking terrarium now. Yeah. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little watering. You know, sorry about the visibility, but you know, if we continue watering like this once a week, we cover, we put it in a bright spot, we water with reverse osmosis water once a week, we should have absolutely no problem, and this can continue for ages and ages. You know, that's the very nice and cool thing about terrariums, is that they can last for years and years with very little to no maintenance. And I also want to update you on the little guy that we worked on last time. See how the moss is, you know, coming along, growing nicely. The aquarium plants have adapted themselves very well to the immersed environment, and the Ferrero Rocher box is looking cool. Okay, so anyway, I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe, please comment, leave any questions, you know, doubts, anything that you have down below. If you come from my bonsai channel, thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.